Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Rue Valley. Last time, we've had quite an extensive investigation into Anita's life, culminating with us playing her song and having a little chat, which I feel like we didn't really get much out of it, but I suppose we learned more about their family. And we also discovered the K family ranch, which is in horrible disrepair, and which is maybe our main plot thread for today. The other thing we could do is work on Jason, which is, yeah, maybe we will start by working on Jason. Go to the bar, read the book there until Jason shows up, and
Give me my coffee, you jerk.
end of sentence, I guess. And then see if we can talk to him. Let's go to Kuiper Belt. Apparently people are really mad at these transitions and think they're too long. I cannot say I find this relatable. I feel like the transitions do not happen regularly enough for me to be annoyed at them. Because maybe if you are just doing one thing in a loop and then skipping, it would annoy you, but for me I feel like this is good enough. Let's kill some time with a book until Anita goes to the room. And again, distraction from the real world by one without time loops, anxieties, or psychotherapies. Read on. Somehow I suspect that world is worse than the one with the time loop. She is the detective undercover, trying to do some horrible shit. Okay, there's Jason. As the half-decently written words carry you through the story, your internal clock nudges you back to reality. That's enough. Surprising that we didn't even get anything out of the book. And it also looks like we are not getting anything out of Jason. We cannot talk to him. What happens to Anita if we talk to her now? The lady with a big hat, Anita. She stares far off into the distance. Under the veil, the silver in her hair shines in the cold air. She stares at nothing, with a 1,000-yard stare, while the token absent-mindedly spins in her hand. Oh. Well, that was a pathetic attempt at drawing attention. Her gaze is fixed on the furthest point of the cosmos. Cough again. Nope. It seems her mind is somewhere else entirely. Or she's just ignoring you. Nice you.
The bar is downstairs.
Your voice is razor sharp and cold. She doesn't want you here. Okay. So much for a chat. Yes, then let's finish reading the book and switch to K Manor. You struggle for a while to find the part where you stopped reading last time. Yep, we read a few random passages until we find one we remember. Word by word, you reach the end of a chapter, eagerly awaiting the next one. But enough for now. The end is nigh. Funny how immediately after I talked about transitions and loops being long, I had one of the shortest loops we've ever had. Ironic, I suppose.
Still with me, Mr. Harris?
Yes, and I have a question. Actually, I do not have a question.
Correct. You should go and check.
So we are out of here. Let's steal the book again. My beloved. And get out.
Spit it out already.
Off to meet to see the case. Actually, we should talk to her. Maybe she will have some info on the K Ranch. She is a relative after all, I think.
Sure.
Nope. We get fuck all. Maybe if we talk to Max, but in that case, I guess we can just... We'll do it after some more investigation into the K Ranch. I wonder if there are some locations I am missing access to. Like there was a cemetery mentioned before. So maybe we could find a path to a cemetery. Okay. Well, I'm betting we will find a way up this wall. So maybe we should enter and go from the top. See if we can find a faster way into this place. Break into the house again. And we heard our foot again. Well, let's go to these. Yeah, let's check this door then. Alright, this is the bathroom. Nope, do not care for the bathroom. Let's check this. A bedroom. Too elegant for this room, let alone this house. These study sheets reek of old sweat mixed with fear and desperation. The front cover features Walter Kay, younger and barely recognizable because of his long hair and full beard, among a group of heavily armed people, all knives, assault rifles, and dynamite sticks. The title is Grassroots to Bushfires, Water Group, and For Our Children, by Julian Georgeson. Read the blurb. Bosswood Chronicle proudly presents the 5th installment of Georgeson's book, A Tale of Three Towns, The Impact of Economic Decline, an anthropological analysis. This issue is dedicated to the troubling times of the 80s, to the arrival of Apex Ore Inc., and the reaction of the local populace, from workers to former oligarchs. This issue covers the information of the infamous Grassroots Walter Group, and its transformation into the short-lived yet potent populist For Our Children movement, and the enduring impact of both on Drew Valley. Published collaboratively by Bosswood Chronicle, Great City University, and Coral Destiny's Community Relations Center. 5th issue. It's a wonder they got past the first one. People of Drew Valley clearly like to read about themselves. Okay, we're not really into that. The tall case still gleams, but its pendulum hangs still. A motley collection of trinkets from a bygone era. Let's start with a hat. Behold, an old cowboy hat. An outrider no less. A relic from simpler, or maybe rougher times. Take the hat carefully. Don't want to trigger any alarms. Old houses, old objects. Maybe the hat is booby-trapped, or cursed. Either way, tread lightly. The rugged leather greets your fingertips, scarred by wind and sun. Beneath it rests a surprisingly soft lace strap, the kind of lace that would rather dance on a ballroom floor than face the desert grit. And yet, it endured, shielding its owner from the elements, day after day. It's no wonder someone saw fit to display it like a trophy of a bygone era, a reward for loyalty that outlasted reason. Try it on. Nice. It settles on your head with uncanny ease, like it was made for you. Feels like slipping into someone else's life. Someone bolder, that is. Sure, let's go with Anita. That's right. A sharp reflection of a woman with an unbreakable spirit and a total disregard for anyone's opinion. Turns out it was always about the hat. And now you've claimed a scrap of that power for yourself. Hell yeah, hats. A relic from a bygone age, an ornate revolver, in a frame of curling wood. Below the antique is a plaque. Iron Fang .45. And below that, Maynard Orville K. 1910. We cannot steal the gun. Maynard's antique revolver is serving the only function it can. Doesn't it? Well, maybe if we take the revolver, we'll be able to do something cool with it. Okay, I think this is the music. No, this isn't the music. The loud music is coming from behind this door. Someone is inside, probably headbanging to this rhythmical noise. Take a peep through the keyhole. At first, your eye meets only whites, but then you catch a drawn shape, a hand with an erect middle finger. walk away. Let's check the other door first. Metalhead from Ranch House. Someone is listening to very loud music at the ranch house. Enter the K ranch house faster. There must be a faster and less painful way to enter the house than breaking the door each time. You heard that Walter has a secret way of exiting, but there might be an alternate way to enter it too. We have so much willpower. Not willpower, inspiration. And really nothing to spend it on. Let's check this door. Okay. A booklet with a lot of text written in very small letters. Examine the booklet. In your hand, its true nature unfolds. It's not a booklet at all, but a collection of folded papers. It is a warranty from the company that installed the house's front door. 40-locked door. 40-lock door. Doors, locks, and fortifications. Read it all carefully. Eugene? Legal jargon sprawls across the papers. Legal jargon sprawls across the pages, dense and impenetrable. Photos of clauses, terms, and conditions designed to frustrate modern info. It's the kind of text that only matters long after it's too late. The date and the footer are the only useful parts. The door was installed and the warranty began on June 15, 2027. The footer points you to 40-lock door website, 40lockdoor.com. Could their support section hold the secret to unlocking the door faster? Possibly. Okay. We'll test this next loop. Half handmade, half inherited. Entirely unattractive. Okay, interesting to note that Frank's phone connects to Wi-Fi here. Office or something. Just an old stereo. Can our phone connect to the Wi-Fi here? You find an unusually strong Wi-Fi network for a place so remote. Its puzzlingly long name only adds to the mystery. The signal practically pulses through the air. It is password protected, naturally, but its strength feels almost deliberate, like someone's intentionally overreaching. It smells of fresh sheets. Another copy of Lillian, undercover, what albums? A place to keep things in limbo. How poetic. And okay, that's it. Settle. The real thing. Scarred by time, softened by use. Alright, let's go to this door then. Open the door, slowly. Locked. Knock. Nothing happens. Even if there is someone inside, they would never hear you knocking through all the loud music. Slam your hand hard on the door. The soft leather that covers the highly secure door muffles the sound, which becomes lost among the loud distortions of music coming from the others. Your attempts are futile. Till the song is over, nobody inside will notice your presence. Listen closely to the song and wait for it to finish. It's going to be the end of the loop here. Too long, too long. Right, then I think this loop we are picking up the book and going to Kuiper to check the website for the door.
Still
And
with
then
me, Mr. Harris?
probably just reading the book.
All right then. You should go and check it.
Okay. Okay, we need to knock between the songs, and for that we need to come to the house sooner. I don't think there is anything left for us to do. Maybe we would be able to talk to Jason if we catch him during his conversation with Lillian. I'm not sure about that. Let's help her and
Sure.
see if she can tell us anything about entering the house faster. Actually, I think we will not go to Kuiper. I think we'll go to the gas station south and see if we can chat with Max about anything. And I think they had Wi-Fi there. We are here rather early by our standards. I think earlier than ever. Hello, Max.
Welcome to Max Gas. You need some help getting gas in that city
Yeah.
car of yours, you don't want something else? We
We
got
have-
no booze, mind you.
We have a lot to talk about. Let's start. Okay, this is going to be a super weird question, I think. Ask her about the range house Wi-Fi password. That will just give you ideas about you. Range ideas. Let's just start with asking Maxine for this place's password. We already know it.
Are you gonna buy something or what?
Yep, she said the same thing last time. Now you. Is that like a requirement for the password? Wait, did you choose this last time? I don't remember. Great. Never mind, keep your talking. There is still a
Well,
chance.
it'd be nice. You ain't just here to gawk, are you?
I'm kinda short on hard currency at the moment.
Don't you go get all riled up. I got the password here somewhere. It's T3ST exclamation point X5V3R1TA5.
I think this is test X5 Veritas. I'm not sure if exclamation mark X5 stands for something. But you know already. Now let's hope she will sleep and tell you her home password.
My no good brother came up with that spew, and let me tell you, it's one of the easier passwords he came up with. You ought to see the awful mess of a daily password waiting on me back home. The thing looks like someone hit a keyboard while sneezing.
Brothers, right? Mind me asking what it is?
Now let's see if I can remember it. Starts with an X, then two J's, then 728, I reckon.
Smooth. Turns out this time loop is actually good for some. Do you know Jason Burns? He flinches.
Pardon me, who now?
Okay, she definitely knows about him. You know, the dumper. It looks like the look she gives you could curdle milk. Looks like you just dumped something her desk right there in front of her.
Listen here, I don't know this fella, don't know him. End of story. Now are you buying something, you just here to ruffle my feathers?
Okay, so she 100% knows about it. I'll take one of those croissants filled with vodka.
Not any dime.
Well, that was a pretty emotional response for simply not knowing who you're talking about. Something's going on here, and she's hiding it. Is there anything you can tell me about the guiding light accident? I know how many people ask me that every couple of days. Why are you answering my question with a question? And why are you prolonging the conversation? Like if I don't have the mind to play these games today. Tell me, what is this place? Why am I doing here? Selling gasoline? Yep, and diesel, right? It's the gas station, not Call of Destiny's info center. People be acting like I know everything about propulsion science, orbital mechanics, and all that bullshit. But the worst are people like ya, who want the drama, the scandal, without a care in the world how it messes up real people. The real drama is what happens to real people. Damn right! All the spaceship explosion and Call of Destiny's stock drop matter jack shit. Even the dead matter not. They're dead. The real drama is with people who got left behind, like my car guy, Frank. I often think it would have been better if he bought a farm the moment he heard Judy had, too. Wait a minute, Judy and Frank were together? Eugene? You didn't know? I did. I knew. Why didn't you know? Yes, simple. Haven't you been following the tale? Judy's Frank's partner. Was Frank's partner. She died in the Call of Destiny accident he asked about and took all the blame for it. I feel like she doesn't feel like a person who would be saying partner. I know this is a game in 2025, but this lets them avoid answering any questions about whether Eugene is gay or what. Sure. And that messed up Frank's brain so much that he was never the same. Well, don't get me wrong. Even when Judy was alive, Frank could be broody and dark, especially toward everyone that wasn't her. But now, it's like he's a walking black hole. Pardon my Call of Destiny term there, just sucking the life and joy out of everything that gets near. And the worst thing, he's making my life hella difficult. On good days, I can barely make him come to. Imagine the bad days. Also, you saying hella. That's really Californian of you. Okay. Sometimes a man in that condition needs to be prodded out of his stupor. You would know. Try that. Worked like shit. He just disappeared for a week. Came back leaving the same old black slime trail of depression. Listen, I don't want to yap about this no more. It'll just give me heartburn. What can you tell me about Dr. Fink?
Oh, the therapist that works from the motel, right?
Wait for her to continue. But she never does. Her eyes are averted to something hidden by the counter. It looks like she forgot all about you in an instant. And
And that's it. I have no interest in the man or his profession.
my own, or is it personal?
Ain't personal, not at all. I got nothing against the man, I don't even know him.
Wait, lady, you hate therapy.
Hate? Nah. Despise? Yeah. Fact is, you don't need therapy. No one does. First of all, what kind of person are you if you don't know what's wrong with you? Or are you lying to yourself? Or are you so weak that you can't look at yourself and truly see who you are?
See, this is absolutely not a person who would say partner.
Second, if you know what's wrong with you, surely all that yapping won't help you none. You have to take action and fix all the shit that's clogging your mind. And the third, the drugs they prescribe, don't even get me started on that.
But, you know, some people might need therapy.
Oh, none of my business. If someone thinks they need to have their time and money wasted, go right ahead. And come to think of it, take that Fink of yours. If he was really worth something, wouldn't you think he'd still be working for Coral Destiny getting 6-figure regular paychecks?
Alright. See, your argument is invalid. If he was in it for the money, he would still be working for Coral Destiny.
Perhaps he didn't leave out of his own free will. Alex told me Fink was hella nervous before he left the company.
Wait. Alex worked for Coral Destiny? Which one is Alex?
Yeah, Alex worked for everybody around here. But Destiny's his own personal record, 2 weeks and 4 days.
Okay, I don't remember which one Alex is. We'll check up the mind map later.
That's what happens when you don't go to work 5 days in a row and you're not the owner or someone indispensable. Listen, I've had enough yapping. Do you want to buy something?
Can we talk about Anita?
Oh, you came to get her car? I expected that pal Travis, but if that's the case, you came for nothing.
Okay. So why did they come for nothing?
Because Frank, pal. If I was bleeding on the floor right here, right now, I wouldn't count on him to help me. That car is not fixed, and who knows when it will be, will it? So, yeah, Travis can come, you can come, Anita herself can come herself, doesn't matter, waste of time.
It's that bad, huh?
Not as bad as what happened between those two during the ride.
What happened during the ride?
Don't know about the details, but when they arrived, Anita left his truck red in the face. Didn't even say bye. Frank was pissed all right, smoking 2 cigarettes at once, cursing like a sailor, left immediately after. Whatever they were talking about, it wasn't nice at all. They haven't fancied each other for some time now, you see.
Okay, coming here was definitely worth it, this loop. It seems no one can get along with Anita, except Travis.
Her head is high and all, and she and her outsider deserve each other. Tell you what, I would have loved to be in that car like a fly on the wall during their ride here. It must have been a festival.
A festival of carnage.
As we say around here, no bath without a bloodbath.
Why would Travis come instead of Anita?
Well, she usually sends him. Like she doesn't want to have anything to do with us, like she divorced the whole valley instead of Ben.
So, about that car.
What about the car?
What happened to the car anyway?
Anita drove to Bothwood, probably to do some errand for a fancy place up there. But her car broke down and she had to call Frank. He is the only mechanic around here. And lo and behold, her car is here to stay for a while. Or forever.
Alright then, thanks a bunch. She gives you a strange look.
You're welcome?
See ya. Okay, so Frank, Judy and Frank were in a relationship, and she was the one who towed the car here. Maybe the pin has something to do with Judy. Okay. So who the hell is Alex? You ask Maxine about Jason, and from her reaction, it's obvious she's hiding. So we need to talk to Jason in the next loop and ask him about Maxine. Who the fuck is Alex? Percy Raga has never been useful, but sure, maybe one day he will. Who is Alex? Okay, I don't remember who the hell Alex is. Sorry about that. Find a faster. Let's go to fortylogdoor.com. The search leads to the official website of the door's manufacturer, Fortylog Door, doors, locks, and fortifications. You are greeted with a blurry animation of a door closing, followed by the sound of numerous locks clicking into place. Screen transitions to the homepage, which cleverly resembles the door from the intro. The logo, Fortylog Door, prominently dominates the upper part of the screen. Along the left side of the screen, 4 distinct locks are arranged in a neat column, each one serving as a button. Let's start with a classic lock. A key appears and opens the lock, transforming the screen into the support and FAQ section, which resembles an old-style forum. The interface looks dated, with a nostalgic feel, complete with pixelated icons and retro fonts. It uses an old system of threads. One user creates a thread with a question, and everyone can respond. Finding the answer you're looking for might be exhausting. Search for LD300XT, 000XT. Thousands of results pop up. You better add more keywords. Oh, this is the... This is the keycard? I guess add the term no keycard. I don't think we need this. There are still hundreds of results. Better add another word. Escape. This shortens the list of the results, but it's still too much. Load. Finally, the results are filtered down to a few posts. Unluckily, one of them still seems to be relevant. Subject reads, need help. That keeps getting through a locked door. Open the post. A user named Max86 writes about an issue with her father, who is suffering from dementia. They installed an SD3000XT door to prevent him from leaving the house unattended. However, he keeps disappearing from the house, even though the door is locked and untempered. And he has no keycard. They even barred the windows on the ground floor, making it impossible for him to leave that way. It can be. Of course it can. Obviously, this is Maxine. The father refuses to explain how he manages to exit, leaving the family puzzled and seeking help to understand how he gets out without being seen. Technical support offers a generic solution at first. Check the card reader's power source and try turning it off and on again. The original poster answers that they checked it and did a reset on the device, but it keeps happening. Other users join the discussion and post their solutions or ideas. As you read through the pages of the threads, you see that it slowly dissolves into a quagmire of arguing between users, stale memes, board posts, trolling, and occasional warnings from the administrator. You'd rather not read all of it. Let's check the last page of the thread. The last post is... Also, I find it hard to believe that this happens on a forum dedicated to logs. It is probably way too small a community for this kind of behavior, and it is probably also moderated by one moderator. The last post is from the official support, and it marks the issue as resolved, linking to one of the user's posts inside the thread. Yes, let's read the post in question. You come here with a problem and then refuse to listen to hundreds of well-intentioned pieces of advice posted by both official support and well-meaning Fortylog Door users. If none of our suggestions are correct, I say it's clear that your father has superpowers, either flying or teleporting. She must have made them angry somehow. Perhaps you could search inside the thread for a possible answer and see what people say about it. Let's search for bug. A post on page 31 mentions the possibility of a software bug contributing to the door being opened. A reply from the moderator informs the user their post has violated the forum rules and they are therefore being permanently banned. Nobody mentions this again. Auto unlock. On page 21, someone mentions the possibility of an auto-unlock event. Another user replies, saying it's impossible, followed by a long rant about the QMS 1100 standards and 40 low doors' unwillingness to comply with it. Once again, a reply from the moderator informs the user their post has violated the forum rules and the user is permanently banned. Search for tailgating? Well, no, it's obviously not tailgating. Basement? It gives no results. I guess nobody heard of that. Then again, they probably barred all the windows and exits in the basement, as they did on the ground. Search for upper floor. On page 21 of the thread, you find a post with a suggestion from user Bungie for Life that the father may be jumping through a window on the non-boarded up upper floor. The administrator appears with a reminder that the company is not liable if someone is injured in the process. The original poster replies that the windows on the upper floor are too high, and the father would definitely hurt himself if he tried to jump out. It's a dead end. Let's try something else. Ventilation ducts? A post asks about alternative routes out of the house, suggesting that the father may be using ventilation duct. The original poster, Max86, explains they live in a really old house, which lacks such modern structures. Another user, Secure Freak, replies that the lack of modern structures listed in an attached file may lead to a number of hazards. His next post is an ad for a construction company, Secure North Builders, that specializes in renovating old houses to meet modern standards. Search for brother. On page 11, someone brings up the rest of the family. Max86 replies that her brother is the only one with another key card, and he, of all people, would have no reason to let their father out. Still, some users prod the original poster to double-check. Maybe her brother's playing her, for reasons only known to him. Search for tailgating. The search yields a post on page 15 about a famous magician, Henry Judy, who used tailgating to gain access to many places. He mastered walking silently behind people entering or leaving locked buildings, waiting for the right moment before the door closes to slip by unnoticed. Other users reply with news clips or videos showing how he did it. Impressive. Alas, the original poster answers that they closely monitor their father when they come and go, always ensuring the door is closed behind. No solution there. Search for Paradox. On page 82, somebody mentions anti-ghost doors that the company makes in collaboration with a popular TV show. The discussion descends into a clash between the haters who claim it's all fake and fans of the show who defend it. At one point, Max86 reminds everybody that her father is still alive, so whether the door is ghost-proof or not is not a fact. She receives the answer that he probably won't be for long, as it is a known fact that many future ghosts begin demonstrating at least some ghost-like abilities shortly before her death. You have exhausted all your search ideas, and you are no closer to the truth. Perhaps the official support was right. This is about Walter, not about the door. Perhaps his superpower is knowing how to jump from the upper floor window without getting injured. Whatever the case, you could try to find a way to learn more about his past disappearances. His past police records would be a good place to start. Aha! Let's start by talking to her.
Alex? Dad alright?
Her face tightens, a frown on an already frowning face.
Fuck, he's missing again. You sure you looked everywhere?
The voice on the other end keeps talking. Her concern doesn't ease. If anything, it digs in.
How does he exit with no key card? He walked through the door like a ghost or something?
He listens, nodding. Joe said.
He'll stumble back. Really?
As soon as the voice on the line stops, she draws a quick breath, like a diver at the edge, and softens the notch.
Alex? I know I've been asking a lot of you, but could you please go out and look for him? Just round the house, you know. He couldn't have gotten far on foot.
Her face turns red while listening to the
For
answer.
fuck's sakes, Alex, he's your father too. Do something.
After a few seconds, she lowers the phone, slow and careful. He must have hung up on her. The color fades from her face, but the anger lingers up in the air. Trouble, huh? Her eyes follow you across the ship.
So?
Okay, we are still not buying anything. So let's ask the police for Walter's police record. Boltwood Sheriff Department, Deputy Sheriff Cody speaking. How can we help? Deputy Sheriff Cody is caught in a downward spiral of boredom, and your call is just an insignificant interruption in the grand scheme of things. Ask for Walter's police records. No way he'll just give you that info. Perhaps if you introduce yourself as someone else, come up with something. You are a content writer. UB Pursuer, Gerontological Social Worker, Minister of Public Happiness, conducting a check on our beneficiary. Malcolm Scribowitz from Scribowitz, Scribowitz and Scribowitz, calling about a records audit to ensure adherence to regulatory and statutory requirements. Deputy Cody, Jack John Lawson, Private Investigator, some assistance, quick. Nurse Nightingale from Golden Age, a care home for the elderly. I'm trying to assess the mental well-being of a client. What would work? I feel like he might not be into private investigators, but you know what, let's go with Ministry of Public Happiness.
Ha! Those geezers, always causing mischief. So, what's this all about?
You can be sure whether you sold the lie that well, or if this guy is so bored out of his mind that he wouldn't indulge you even if you told him there is an ongoing invasion from outer space. I suppose you're aware that Walter K is missing?
Walter K? Cousin Walter K? Mister, I have to inform you that Walt's disappeared before, many times in fact, but he always comes back home, alive and well. Maxine, his daughter that is, he even stopped calling us.
Mr. K is quite old. Even a simple fall could endanger his life.
What? Walt's a tough guy. If his head was any better, I guarantee you, he would outlive all of us. I just don't know what you expect me to do about it.
The tone of his voice says he wouldn't leave his office even if it was on fire. For now, insight into the records the police have on him could prove helpful.
Police records? That would be very illegal.
Well, it was worth a try.
But that's for Uncle Walt, so
You said uncle instead of cousin.
give me a few to boot up the app.
Even through the phone line, you can hear the slow, lazy keyboard strokes, like Cody has all the time of this world.
Oh, that's the devil. You're lucky the sheriff insisted on records digitalization, or this one here would be a blank slate. All right now, what exactly are you looking for?
Are there any mentions of early disappearances?
Sure, a whole bunch of them. For instance, there's one 5 months ago, and again 8 months ago, reported missing but spent all the time in the old corral. One more, exactly 1 year ago, reported missing again.
So he went missing exactly 1 year ago?
Yep, to the day. The file says Maxine reported him missing, vanished out of thin air, she said. But Walt returned like nothing happened 36 hours later. See? No one knows, and the old man ain't talking about it. You ask me? He went to Gray City for some geezer-loving action, I'm telling you.
What was that about the coral?
Well, there's an old corral for cows and such, you know, next to the K house. We found our pal there, shouting and trying to train ghost horses. Case closed.
Open up that case from 5 months ago, please.
Let me see. Oh, that's nothing, mister. Old man supposedly disappeared. Maxine panicked and reported it, but Walt returned home in under 24 hours.
Any older cases?
Yeah, sure. Let me scroll down a little. Had to go all the way back to 91. Phew. Cousin was a model citizen, seems like. And even that report from 91 is only for public intoxication. Another from 89 when Apex Orr accused him of inciting violence at a rally. There's also a report from 88. Brought him in for questioning.
What happened in 91?
File doesn't say much. Just that a patrol picked up Cousin in Bothwood. He was shit-faced drunk and was running through the streets. Naked?
Tell me about the questioning in 88.
I ain't gonna read you the whole transcript, mister. Summary says Walt was brought in for questioning about grave desecration. Says here the case detective concluded that Walt had nothing to do with it, because his alibi was rock solid.
Haha.
Case closed.
Tell me more about that 89 incitement of violence.
Now you're almost asking for a history lesson.
I imagine this is related to the magazine we found.
Back in the day, Cousin Walt ran for mayor and lost. Or won. Depends who you ask. He declared the election stolen, people rallied, caused all kinds of mess. It almost came to blood, let me tell you. At least, that's what I heard. I was nothing but a twinkle in my father's eye back then.
Right. But is there anything in there about disappearances?
Yeah, let me look. No, this one's from 82. Unrelated.
He is mumbling to himself, long whispers that almost sound like words.
Hell, I have to scroll down even further. I'm in 1960. Only something about Philip reporting cattle rustling and accusing Walt, but nothing relevant. Yeah, gotcha. September 25th, 1948. His very first record. Actually, is an official warning given to his father, because Kay was a minor back then.
Can you please read me the report in its entirety?
Well, damn. But, alright. For Cousin Walt.
He starts reading, and it reminds you of a man slowly stumbling around a mountain in the night, afraid he'll fall into a bottomless pit.
This notice serves as an official warning regarding repeated incidents involving your son, Walter Kay, being found on the new railway bridge, unattended and involved in mischievous activities. Previously, on September 16th, our officers responded to another report of Walter missing and found him in similar circumstances. It is imperative that you take immediate action to ensure the constant supervision and appropriate conduct of your child in public settings. Failure to address these recurrent safety and behavioral concerns may result in further action from law enforcement, including potential legal repercussions. Please prioritize the well-being and responsible behavior of your child to prevent any future incidents of this nature.
What I've gotten is, Walter's police records show he used to vanish out of the house even as a child. The earliest formal warning issued to his family dates back to 1948. The house is full of old belongings. Maybe there is a chance of finding some relevant documents from that era. Aha, we need to go to the documents room.
That's the end of the report. Not sure if you picked up anything from it. But, as I've said, there's nothing else on Cousin Walt.
That's it. Compliments to River Valley Sheriff's Department.
Hey, it's nothing. I'm here to serve and protect. Hope any of this helps you find Uncle Walt. Wouldn't want anything happening to the old man.
You keep being confused about whether he is your cousin or your uncle. Oh, it's the Juice Man, Percy Rugger. Let's see if he can tell me anything cool this time.
Hello, sir.
Sup,
My
Percy?
name is Percy. But of course, Mr.
We do not have anything to ask you, so unfortunately, bye-bye. I really thought Percy would be a big presence in this story. I really did. It sounds like such an unusual call that I would expect something to come out of it, and yet it just seems absolutely nothing. Maybe the pin is connected to Judy somehow. That line of thinking has its merits. A four-letter word represented by numbers. Something to do with Judy, like her name. On the screen, you can even see the letters under the numbers. Now, what's that one special word that Frank would use? 5839? Judy? Finally, the generic lock screen fades away, and you can almost hear the pixels screaming as they die. A woman in Coral Destiny spacesuit greets you instead, her face shining with a contagious smile. The cracked screen goes right across the entirety of her body, shattering that smile. Frank must be a sucker for a woman in a spacesuit. No, silly, that's Judy. Well, yeah, obviously. Obviously, that's Judy. Check the internet connection. You glance at the internet settings and notice that the phone is connected to Max Gas Wi-Fi network. Looks like the internet works. Check the email app. Before it loads, the app notifies you that it is properly connected to the internet. The inbox is full of unread emails, mostly promotions and notifications. Buried underneath all of that junk, you see some messages from real people. A lot of personal stuff, but also some weird things among the rest. Okay, this is going to be a long read. Whew. Check what notifications Frank is getting. A seemingly endless list of notifications from Frank's bank, Coral Destiny, and a mobile network operator. Open the mobile network operator emails. A list of messages notifying one Frank Anderson that he must pay his phone bills for the past 3 months, risk losing his registered number, and facing a lawsuit. Frank must be dead broke, or just so preoccupied that he forgot to pay the bills. A dead end, anyhow. None of these emails were ever touched by a human, Frank included. Check how many emails there are. You scroll and scroll. The list seems endless. You'll have to come up with something else. Look through the promotion. A list of offers from online shops, mostly for car tools, spare parts, and radio equipment that seems to go on forever. Yay! Consumerism! Maybe not in this case. Think about it. Frank's getting the equipment to fix things that would otherwise be thrown away. Check the personal emails. If you're hoping for a treasure trove of information, there is only disappointment. Seems like Frank's not too keen on email. There is a message from a familiar name, Ben Fleming, and another from Rosetta Stewart. What's Ben up to? When the mail's subject is "heard of you," you don't know what exactly to expect. The whole email is an image. A man with his face stuck under the hood of a car, smoke billowing from the engine, sun setting behind a cliff at his back. There is a caption as well. When your car breaks down by the roadside, at least you'll have a good view. That's funny. Well, at least Ben made someone laugh. Who the hell is Rosetta Stevens? Frankie, you're still not returning our calls. Hope you're taking care of yourself. Paul and I are coming to the valley for the anniversary. You can't be at the memorial. Let us take you out to dinner at least. She might be gone. She might be gone, but you're still family. Oh, that's Judy's mom. And a classy lady at that, wanting to take Frank out to dinner. Open the strange email. There is a number of emails with the exact same subject, and you're not sure if they are part of a chain or different email. Find the first ever email from that. It takes some scrolling, but you find it. 11:25:24_11:12:5 starts the conversation. My place tonight? Continue reading before you make any conclusion. Frank simply responds, I can't tonight. Busy. Then, just a couple of minutes later. Come on, my place, 21 hours. Dad will be asleep, Mom works late, and I have a new toy to show you. You know what? Can't make any sense of that. Not without more context. Continue reading. After a couple of days, Frank sends another email. Tonight again? Same time? It's that time of year. Again. 11:25:24_11:12:5 replies. Of course. I have something special for tonight. Just come and bring some whiskey. I understand I kind of barged in on this conversation, but man, I wish they spoke plainly. That would ruin all the fun, wouldn't it? Then another email from 11:25:24_11:12:5. If you're right about the source of the signal, we discovered something big. Big! I'll expunge this whole account. You do the same. Before deleting the account, remember to manually delete the whole archive. Source of the signal? For once, Frank's carelessness works in my favor. Before you go all smug face. Wait, there is even more. Frank sends another email, right after the last. We have to continue listening to the signal. To your surprise, 11:25:24_11:12:5 responded. Didn't I tell you to delete it all? Do you want them to catch us? Shut it down. Your mind starts reading with questions. What signal was Frank chasing out? What's its source? You managed to bring the phone back to life. Unfortunately, it won't stay that way. But at least now you know where you can do it again. It has to be something about Judy. Could be. And what's the real identity of this 11:25:24_11:12:5 person? I bet this is Alex, Maxine's brother. I bet it's Maxine's brother. Who could be so paranoid? Except you, of course. I'll have to ask around. Come on. That mouth was made for talking. Browse through the text messages. You're assaulted by a seemingly endless list. Most of the texts have never been opened, as signified by the little number in the bubble icon. This is like looking for a needle in a haystack, without even knowing for sure there is a needle in there. Maybe check the top first? Skim, read the contact names. The vast majority of which are unknown numbers. Seems like Frank isn't a paragon of organization. Those few names you do see are obvious nicknames. Some familiar: Smiley Riley, Old Man B, Double T Please, Shrink Fink, Boss Lady. What are the most recent messages? On the top are 3 texts, all from today. The first one is from Double T Please, unopened. The next from Boss Lady, surprisingly opened. And lastly, a text from Smiley Riley, also opened. The Boss Lady is Anita. Smiley Riley is obviously Riley, and Double T Please, I'm actually not sure. Might also be Anita. Let's open the Boss Lady text. There is a chain of several messages, all from today. Frank, I know I'm flexible and all, but Anita's car must be fixed like yesterday. Oh, okay, Boss Lady is Maxine. She's calling me so much I want to buy a shotgun. Repairman. Repairmen never change. There are more texts in this thread. Wanna see them? Of course. Earlier today, call Anita now. It's urgent. There must be something interesting in here. Or not. As far as you can skim read, it's all about work. But you do see Frank has very flexible working hours. Since I'm here. As the thumb glides across the cracked screen, you scroll down and down. And finally, there is something. A text from some weeks ago. Listen, Frank, I've got 3 cars that are rusting here for 3 fucking weeks. If you don't want to work, just say so and let us part ways. And the best, juiciest thing, Frank didn't even respond. Okay. As far as I've seen, Frank didn't respond to a single text. Maybe he's not an aficionado of the written word? That is as far as Boss Lady's texts are concerned. Let's go back to the recent messages and check Smiley Riley's text. A red message from today, uncharacteristic of Frank. I'll be at the motel at 8 p.m. Please be there, we need to talk. So, Smiley Riley was waiting for Frank all along. He is waiting for Frank. Scroll through Riley's text. See what catches your eye. There is nothing. A long stretch of silence, more than a year. Maybe they were more out of touch for that time span. Nothing strange there. I haven't been in touch with people for more than a year. Yeah, but that's you. You, living incognito in your rat's nest in a megalopolis, hurrying to survive every single day. You, that got all social and family. Not everyone is like you. Hell, no one is like you. And even after that period, there aren't as many texts. As far as you can see, mostly a regular organization, where and when to meet. One or both of them must hate texting, or they weren't that close. Dig deeper. You scroll and scroll, your thumb tip going numb from the cracked screen. And then, come to Rice's tonight. I want you to meet Judy. Aha! If only I had a sister to help me meet people. Or anyone else, really. But back to messages from the other contact. What does Anita want from Frank? Check her messages. To your surprise, there are only 2. First one is from earlier today. Frank, pick up the phone. Now, it's important. Yeah, he called you up right away. Sure. Your deep faith in your fellow human beings is astounding. But in this case, it's justified, seeing as Frank never even opened the text. The second message is also from today, some 10 minutes before the start of the loop. I still think you are a selfish shithead, but I have to admit you are right. If only you could take your own advice. Okay. Takes balls to admit you were wrong. Especially to a shithead. Especially if you act like a shithead like yourself. That's it. No more messages. Check the oldest message. You had to scroll down so much that you don't have an opposable thumb anymore. At least not for a while. And all this for an automated message from the mobile network operator with instructions on how to activate the phone. Maybe a search? What are you looking for exactly? Let's start with Judy. Seems to be the only person Frank really exchanged messages with. The last chain of text reads, "Hey, before I go radio silent, watch me fly off from the hill tonight. For good luck, you know?" Frank responded, "What makes you think I'm not already there to see you become a firefly?" And Judy concludes, "And if you really miss me, I left you a present. With it, you'll be able to see us for at least 2 days." There is no reply to that, but something seems off to you. Someone messed with the text. There does seem to be a gap. Ask yourself, who would benefit? The next chain starts with Judy. "Hey, why did I leave my toolbox?" Frank never responded. There's just a gap, and another response from Judy. "What is it doing in there? Never mind, thanks." That can be all, can it? At first, it seems to be more of the same. Expressions of love mingled with mundane, everyday chit-chat. What catches your eyes are apparent lacunae in the conversation, like rogue virtual black holes just opened up, swallowed them whole, and vanished. Frank must have deleted some messages. Seems some words never stop hurting, even if they are just virtual. What were they fighting? Or just expressing their love so profoundly that it turned to post-mortem pain? Before you know it, you've reached the end. The first message that Judy ever sent to Frank. "I had a blast tonight. Are you free tomorrow? I'll take you to a hill. We can watch the stars together." Frank, you lucky bastard. At least you knew true love. For a while. Is it better to experience the thrill of love and the pain of loss, or to never know love at all? Grim. What are you looking for exactly? Let's try Signal. The phone spews a whole lot of nothing. Let's do another search. Let's do Riley. There is a message from this very evening. A red message from today. Yes, we know this. Look at the text from other contacts. Stop checking messages. Let's call someone. Great idea. If only you knew anyone here. Alas, it's not like you swap phone numbers with anyone. Go to recent calls. Your fingers hover, then dive in. You open the list of recent calls, partially obscured by a large diagonal crack on the screen. Half expecting a familiar name to jump out and offer comfort in its recognition, instead you find a blur of strangers. Names drifted by, each one meaningless, hollow, just tags for people you'll never meet. The sheer randomness starts to feel personal, like the phone itself is mocking you. Just call a random person from the list. Your finger falls on Old Man B, but even before the first ring, you hear. Your service has been temporarily suspended due to non-payment. Please make a payment to restore services. Temporarily suspended? What a perfect description of your situation. Alright, we are done with Frank. They are gawking at Frank's disappearing act.
Let's rewind.
So I think we are done with this. We have accessed Frank's phone. You know, you can charge the phone whenever you need it. And we have the signal. Okay, Riley. I suppose we can talk to her next loop about Frank. Let's get through that
There's
conversation.
no way. You must have misclicked or something.
Yes, let's get through that conversation.
Didn't.
Go
Okay.
play it out.
Wait, stop listening. We can kill some time with a book. No, I don't want to do it until the loop ends. I want to do it until that conversation ends.
Oh my. My brother's nuts.
So you,
Well, maybe that's
I
what
want to talk to Maxine
look.
and see if she has any comments on Frank.
Well, and I'm bloody.
Oh, well,
Yes.
don't. I don't know.
Brother.
Yeah. So,
Right. Yeah. No,
well,
uh, well,
Okay, so yes, Alex is her brother.
So. No.
yeah. Hey,
Nine.
here.
Okay, guys, finish yapping. I need to talk to you.
Wait. I just have to see it once more.
I can quit your yapping. Finally, Jesus Christ. Hello.
So. You buying something?
This might come out of the blue. Are you familiar with this email address? 112524_1112.5 @email.com. She squints, her eyes darting all across your face. The probing ends with a sigh.
You look almost normal. I would have never guessed. But since you're here,
She sighs again, this time not from frustration, but
when
resignation.
the sun sets.
She stretches a hand toward you, like she's giving you the proverbial microphone. It's nighttime? You just had to say the first thing that misfired in that thing you dare call a mine, did you? Well, you are rewarded with a pity look. There is confusion in your eyes. Then something breaks.
You know what? I don't really give a shit. That email's one
Yay.
of my brother's pseudonyms. It was, at least. I'm sure he's using some other equally stupid name.
Thanks. Just curious, what was the proper response? She grabs a little black notebook and flips through
I
it.
think for this week it's, a Watcher in the Dark Awakens, I guess. Since you're looking for him, Alex is back at our house. He
Ah,
is ever anywhere else.
smart man, never leaving the safety of his own bunker. I sound just like him. No wonder you sought him out. Like draws like, I suppose.
Now, was there anything else?
Wait, this means Alex, your mysterious email participant, is the metalhead from K-Ranch. Yes, Eugene, we thank you for catching up. Well, okay, we got this. Also, we once had the dreams screen, which contained all of a singular dream. So that feels like another thing that got cut in development, and maybe was meant to be a bigger part. Alright, let's read until the loop ends. And actually, this is also where we will end today's episode. But next time we will try to meet Jason first. Actually, we'll first talk to Riley, then talk to Jason, and then probably fuck off to Kate's Ranch or something. Lillian felt another blackout coming, but forced herself to take one step after another. The other women of the streets sneered at her and made lewd gestures. Good. This meant she still wasn't accepted as one of them, but also that her cover wasn't blown yet. The disguise was working perfectly, and they saw her only as competition, not as an undercover agent of the Grey City PD. The local pimps still haven't made a move on her, and offered her protection, but she has far scarier predators to worry about tonight. This is getting pretty intense. Seems like the protagonist is getting into some serious danger. Come on, the writer can't kill the protagonist before the end. I imagine this book ends on a cliffhanger and continues in the book from the Kuiper Belt. Your thoughts wander off, and you can't remember a word from the whole page. Best to take some rest. Eugene, it's been like 6 minutes of reading. You're getting used to this. A fire in the sky, loud noise. Your typical Sunday. End of the world o'clock. And we got some sort of status effect, I think. Or inspiration.
Still with me, Mr. Harrow?
Yes, and I have a question. Actually, I do not have a question.
All right then. You should go and check.
What did we get here? Alexander Key. Oh, Yes, we knew that. That's not new. That is not new, Eugene. But thank you for updating me. Okay, my precious book. And this is where we will end today's episode. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a good day.
Give me my
Goodbye.
coffee, you jerk!